What's good, everybody? It's your boy D Nice with I2G Hip Hop back at it again. Like, comment, and subscribe at I2G Hip Hop, the letter I, the number 2, the letter G, hip hop, all one word. We are reviewing the new album from Ice Cube. Big shout outs to everybody that has been checking out our preview video. That is nearing 1,000 views in a little over 24 hours. So, love and appreciate all the support that we've been getting. We're on the road to 500 subscribers here on the YouTube channel. So, again, if you like the content that you hearing and seeing here, like, comment, and subscribe. The views here are expressed from I2G and I2G only. So let's get right into it. Big day for the West Coast. Corday dropped a new album today. Kendrick Lamar just dropped a project completely out of nowhere. But right now we will be reviewing those, by the way. But let's get into the track list. I'm going to kind of review track by track. This is Cube's first album, newest album since Everything's Corrupt, which I believe dropped either in 2017 or 2018. So it's been about 6-7 years since he's dropped a project. But album starts off with Rolling at Twilight, produced by Cassius J and Elon DeAndre Brown. Real nice, smooth intro track to start. Cube's lyrics, simple, and that's kind of the theme for a lot of these songs here, but definitely like the track and like the production. Then goes right into It's My Ego, produced by EA Ski. I really wasn't a big fan of this single when it first came out. Just lyrically kind of sounded a little lazy. The subject matter kind of fits the man down and masculinity in 2024, with a lot of men, and so it follows the theme. I just thought that the song itself lyrically was a little lazy. It's grown on me a little bit. It's definitely getting heavy airplay. I'm more of a bigger fan of the remix, which is actually the last track on the project, so we will talk about the remix here a little bit later. The second single, So Sensitive, produced by T-Mix. Love the beat, but once again, lyrically, it's just, like I said, very simplistic. Something about Cube's cadence and flow kind of in the last couple projects has been kind of weird. He does a lot of pausing now, kind of in between bars. Did that a little bit here. Really has shortened his verses a lot, his bars. But a cool single. Like I said, it's nothing completely terrible. It's just a slight critique for me. Like I said, I've been an Ice Cube fan since the early 90s, and one of my first albums I ever bought was from Ice Cube. So The Predator, that was one of the first hip-hop albums that I ever did get. So like I said, my critique comes from years upon years of listening to him. She's Sanctified, Snoop Dogg, E40, Too Short, in October, London. This was also produced by T-Mix. Love the beat. The song itself was kind of from Mount Westmore. No one really had verses that really stood out over anybody else to me on this track. Snoop probably had the best verse out of the 4 MCs on here, but I really like the beat and the hook. I could definitely possibly see it as a kind of an underground single. I don't know, it's a little too raunchy for radio, but we shall see. Knock Like Them, love this track, produced by Knox. Super dope to see Cube working with Knox from the East Coast, from Virginia. Really loving the beat on this. Lyrically a little bit better. 5150, produced by Big Vaughn. This one's grown on me a lot. Talking about kind of dealing with women and crazy relationships. Pretty dope track. But the beat is crazy on it, and I really like the hook. It's very simplistic, but it works well for this track. No Cap, another crazy beat featuring K Major, Ishadon, and Mike Epps, produced by Zaytoven, also co-produced by Mike Epps. Crazy bass. One thing I can say about the Man Down album, if you've got some nice speakers or have a nice system in your ride or at home, this album is definitely for you. And this one has got a heavy bass line, also kind of like 5150. But I like this track, No Cap, as well. Kind of fits the same theme, kind of suits and moves right in with the same theme from 5150. Three Little Piggies, produced by Policy Kings. Lyrically, so far, I would say of the 8 tracks now into the album, I like Cube's flow, cadence, and delivery the best on this song. Just flowed well, just the subject matter and everything. I really like his lyrical delivery on this track. Ghetto Story, produced by T-Mix. T-Mix is definitely one of the producers I'll be highlighting here towards the end. All 3 of his beats, incredible on this project. Ghetto Story, kind of dope storytelling from Cube. Again, very kind of simplistic rhymes, but I did enjoy the track. This next track I was definitely looking forward to when I first seen the track listing. Facts featuring JD of the Lynch Mob. Again, I'm a huge Lynch Mob fan, Gorillas in the Mist. But, JD and Ice Cube, back when Gorillas in the Mist came out, had incredible chemistry on songs on that project. And, they didn't really miss a beat. JD did about over 20 years in prison. Just recently got out about a little over a year ago. Lyrically still sharp. He's dropped a lot of singles and a couple EPs since he has been out, but it was really dope to see, them kind of squash their beef. It's produced by Decades, another producer that I will be highlighting here at the end. But love the lyrics from both Cube and JD, kind of reminiscent over times and them running the streets and now being older and getting back to JD being free and just out and about. We really enjoy this track. Another one, Fighting for My Life in Paradise, featuring Corrupt. I love Dog Pound, DPGC, West Side Connection collabs, whether it was Mac 10 with Dog Pound, whether it's Dub C with Dog Pound. Ice Cube's worked in the past with Daz, works a lot more with Snoop. Just kind of, for me, it's the whole, the NWA kind of individual, that NWA family tree is such a vast family tree. And, Corrupt, DPGC, kind of from Dr. Dre, Cube and all the guys that he had, that came after him, that he had on labels or worked with him. You didn't really see Cube for a long time work with a lot of DPGC members. So it's always cool to see collaborations with the crew. I love this beat by David Banner. This is probably right now my favorite beat. I love the Angela Winbush vocal sample, but it's some diverse production from David Banner. Just love this beat. Again, Cube is lyrically sharp on this. Corrupt is lyrically sharp on this as well. Just a really dope track, and I've probably replayed this one the most out of all of them on Man Down, but absolutely love this track. Another one kind of sentimental to me, my favorite hip-hop group of all time is Cypress Hill. So to see Be Real working with Cube, Be Real's never been on an Ice Cube album, and vice versa. Ice Cube's never been on a Cypress Hill album, so it's always cool to see Cube and Cypress collaborations. Ice Cube was on the last Soul Assassins album on Dump 'Em with MC Ren and Be Real, so continuation of this, produced by Decades. Another really dope track, dope beat. Cube and Be Real going back and forth. Bass line on this is crazy, so turn it up high levels. People can hear you a couple blocks down the street if you got a nice system. Same thing on I'm a Burn Rubber. Lyrically, again, a little simplistic. Flows a little choppy at times, but a cool track. Nothing extremely just out of pocket on this album. I would probably say the only track I really wasn't feeling too much is this next track, especially You, produced by Ice Cube. Kind of sounded like some supersonic, you know, type old school type beat that you hear almost like disco or at like a roller skating rink back in the day. Just really wasn't my vibe. Again, lyrics kind of choppy on this one from Cube, and just really wasn't feeling the beat at all on it. Then we go into Absolute Monster. Again, one of probably the best beats on the project on Man Down. And again, another bass chaser, huge bass line on it. Break the Mirror featuring Exhibit. Again, that is definitely a highlight of this album. The features, because they're not features you see every day that people have worked consistently with Ice Cube. Break the Mirror, produced by Samuel, Elliott, and Big Vaughn. Exhibit lyrically kills this. I really didn't. Cube's verse was kind of at first. It's kind of growing on me. The cadence on it is really dope and follows the bass line well. Next track, talking about these rappers featuring Little John and Young Slade. Really dope. Kind of talks about the gossip and things that people do online and social media with different people and rappers, and it doesn't just fit for celebrities, it also fits for us regular folks. You know how it is, when someone is talking shit about you, and how you would deal with these things. But definitely a solid track, a little different production from Little John, but I really like this. Again, heavy, dope bass line. Scary Movie, produced by Hallway Productions. It's really dope. Kind of reminiscent of Front to Back from Exhibit from his Restless album, but Hallway Productions really put their foot in that beat, and I enjoy that. Again, lyrically is a little flat, but overall I like the track. Take Me to Your Leader, super dope production again by David Banner, comes in the clutch, and again all three of his tracks very diverse. They don't sound, one doesn't sound like the other. Definitely shows the elevation that he has made as a producer. Cool track. And Egomaniacs, the remix to It's My Ego featuring Killer Mike and Busta Rhymes. Killer Mike absolutely murders this track lyrically. So does Busta Rhymes. Ice Cube's verse, I much improved on this one as opposed to the first single, It's My Ego. I prefer the Egomaniacs remix over the first one. But again, great beat by EA Ski and a great way to close out the album. So, just overall thoughts on it. As far as ranking this album, Ice Cube I believe this is his 11th solo album. It's kind of tough. I'm not going to sit up here and say it's America's Most Wanted or anything like that. Death Certificate. If that's what you're expecting from this Ice Cube album, then this is probably not the album for you. You might be disappointed. I would kind of say it's kind of somewhere probably in between Everything's Corrupt and I Am the West, his last album. I think production-wise, it's kind of diverse. It reminds me a lot of Raw Footage, which absolutely loved that album. But my only drawbacks again with this album is kind of lyrically, like I said, Ice Cube, I wouldn't say, maybe the word slipping is a little overboard. At times his rhymes are just very simplistic, and one thing that drew me to Ice Cube is Ice Cube his cadence always went with the beat, and you could tell he would time his flow so it flowed perfectly in tune with a beat or a bass line. And at times it feels like he's a little off. He's kind of a step off. He has to pause at times to kind of kickstart the flow again. I kind of noticed it a little bit kind of on I Am the West, but I noticed a little bit more on Everything's Corrupt, but I noticed it on a couple tracks here on Man Down. I don't know if that's kind of leads to the simplicity of the rhymes, I would like to see, possibly, if he does decide he wants to do another album, that get cleaned up a little bit, and kind of the hooks, kind of get away from the simplistic hooks. Perfect example, if you listen to a track like Good Cop, Bad Cop, no pausing like that. I know it's a completely different beat, that he was rapping over with that, but he was lyrically sharp, lyrically on point, on that. And at times he was on here, but really the production really carries this project. It sticks with the theme from Man Down, and you really kind of get the concept from the album cover. Two real strong points to this album: the production and the guest appearances. Love the beats from David Banner. Decades had some really dope beats. Ice Cube is always kind of post The Predator. Worked with a lot of up and coming producers. I always thought that he made leaps and bounds as far as the production that he had from like West Side Connection, that with QD3 and Butta, and working with a lot of these up and coming West Coast producers, to even Laugh Now, Cry Later, working with Scott Storch, or working with Hallway Productions on his in-house production team with Lich Mob Records on songs as well. I Am the West and Raw Footage. It was really dope to kind of hear. It's not your typical West Coast producers that you are used to hearing from, but Decades had really dope beats. T-Mix, again, was really dope. David Banner, big salute to David Banner, the 3 beats that he did. None of them sound the same. Dope sample on Fighting for My Life in Paradise. Love that beat. EA Ski with the It's My Ego, a really, really dope production on that as well. I could hear that on some commercials in the future, or possibly a movie soundtrack. But it's really the strong suit of this album is the production, and definitely the guest appearances. Guest appearances really showed me, Cube wanted to kind of step out of the box, squashed a lot of the beefs that he had in the past, with a Be Real or with a JD, to finally get those tracks. It's kind of those bucket list tracks that I would, I've loved or wanted to hear some guest appearances on, Exhibit as well. It was dope to see these guys, and first and last and not least, Ice Cube kept it very West Coast on this project, and he said it in his promo run and interviews. He wanted to make something for the fans, and he definitely accomplished that. Again, at times, it's like I said, it's a very small critique, lyrically a little flat at times, but it definitely has a replay value, and something you can definitely bump in the ride and enjoy. I would say out of 5, I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. Again, it's not lyrically his greatest piece of work, but it's an enjoyable project. I said the same thing about Everything's Corrupt. I had the same kind of thoughts on I Am the West, but I didn't like a lot of the beats. Some of the beats on I Am the West. The beats on here, I've even heard some people say, Southern beats, kind of that Southern bounce type production is really not Ice Cube style. But I thought for the most part, the producers on here really provided some really dope soundscapes and beats for Cube to rap on lyrically on this album. So definitely high replay value. It's a solid Ice Cube project. If you're a fan of Ice Cube, I urge everybody to check it out. I hope he's not hanging it up again. It's one of my favorite rappers of all time. Like I said, small critiques, but I can still, it's a very enjoyable album, and definitely be checking it out. over and over again. So, you know, some of these tracks might change on me a little bit, but for the most part, you know, I really definitely enjoy this project. Be on the lookout here at I2G Hip Hop on YouTube. We will be having a review of the new Kendrick Lamar album that just dropped, as well as the Corday album. There's a few other projects here and there, and we are still working on our I2G Hip Hop Awards that will be dropping next month. We'll probably wait until after the Snoop Dogg Missionary album drops, digest that for a bit, get a review up, and then we should have that. So it's probably by the 3rd week of December. But Ice Cube, man, down 3.5 out of 5. Check it out. Solid album. The OG Cube still got it. D Nice. I2G Hip Hop signing off. Peace.